Good morning. Hi guys. I'm here for Flosstube Extra today, not one of my regular Flosstubes, and I just held up the reason why. I've had so many people message me about my pointed fifth. Now, the pointed fifth is a long dog sampler. It came out, I believe, in June 2021, and I immediately bought the pattern and immediately planned to stitch it. I only know when it came out because I've been through my photographs this morning to find the original pictures of how I started it so that I can show them you, because I'm going to give you a good rundown. Basically, people just ask me the colours, but it's a little bit of, there's a bit of blending in there as well. So yeah, we'll go through what I did. So actually, this all starts with a piece I stitched in lockdown. Sansui, I call it Sansui, means no worries, and I sing it all day. Every time I think about it. Oh, here's Bella. Bella ate a rabbit on my living room floor last night. Here's Belle, the cat that isn't held. She's not, look, isn't she beautiful? She is not a cat that gets held. She's an outdoors kind of girl. There she is. Hello, Bella. And she ate a rabbit on my living room floor. I know this because I found its innards, I found its back end, I found its spine, and I found the top half of its skull. And I retched. Anyway, that's all completely beside the point. She's going to jump up. No, Belle. She's going to jump up, and my tablet is currently in a very precarious position just there so that I can record on it. I've got a piece of foam mount board here, which is not behaving itself at all, because I'm going to put the colours listed very carefully up here. So I thought, oh, instead of putting it on, I'm going to put my piece of white foam core, which I'm obviously planning on using to mount things on, but obviously haven't got around to yet. So, sorry I just talked about rabbits' innards. My cat is revolting. She's gorgeous. But she feeds herself, basically. Anyway. So, my pointed fifth. Yeah, Sansui was the first one that I went bananas with. Right back when I decided to cross stitch, after I found diamond painting and then found Flosstube and then found cross stitch, I bought a really nasty copy kit off Amazon, I'm sure like a lot of us did, to get started, and it was a stamped kit and I hated it. I know I've bought some stamped kits since, but anyway, so I had all these threads, and they're not DMC, they were slightly furry, slightly thicker. I think they're more like CXC threads. So I made a rainbow with them, and then I basically stitched, I'm going to put the picture up here so you can see, it's the one I'm famous for. It's the one that I loved. I stitched it very, very quickly while it's in my first few Flosstubes. She's just being an out and out pest now. In my first few Flosstubes, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, I stitched it very quickly in the space of a couple of months. And I used a blending technique to blend the rainbow right round. Hello, baby girl. She doesn't normally fuss me, but everyone's out of the house all day long now. Hey. So she's usually on her own all day. So obviously, because I'm home today, she's like, oh, hello. Going to take some fuss. She's also going to be a complete pest on my knee, isn't she? Sorry, I really need the coffee. This is going to be a bit of a scattergun approach, but really seriously, guys, you know me. This is what you're going to get. So anyway, yeah. So I stitched it really quickly, and to blend the colours together, because I stitched it over two with 2 strands, when I got to a join on the pattern lines, where I literally printed out the pattern, and I got a ruler and a pencil, and I drew lines, and then I stitched each segment a colour. I'm just going to leave the picture up so you can see what I mean. I stitched each segment a colour, and then anywhere it touched the line, I used a blend of the colour I'm using to the colour I'm going to. So when I got round to the pointed fifth and I decided what I was going to do with that, that's what I decided I was going to do. I've just Done nothing. What am I joking on? I've just done 7 long days at work. I've done over 80 hours in the last 7 days. The last 4 days, I've done 51 hours. You can probably see this is my window to record. I've been thinking about doing it, and it's a shit show because I'm too tired. You can see I'm a bit raggledy. I'll have a couple of days now, leaving early doors on Sunday morning to take Maddie. This isn't what this is meant to be about. This is meant to be telling you about my my pointed fifth. Right, so the pointed fifth. Picture here of the pattern. Monochrome. Yay. Now I like a monochrome long dog. I think I've stitched one monochrome, which was Opening Gambit in 3808, the same colour as my sofa, on the colour Berry Cobbler, which is I can't even make my hand move there. This colour in this sky here. That colour with that colour. We all remember. I'll put a picture up, why not? There is my Opening Gambit. It's still not finished because I still haven't done the back stitch. It's still in my pattern keeper because I have to do to remind me that I have to do the back stitch. I've still not done the back stitch. Anyway, train of thought. Yes, I love a monochrome long dog sampler, but I'm colour. You've met me. So I decided I was going to stitch on opalescent fabric. So this is the sparkly. You can see it catching the light. It was white. It's 32 count Lugana. White Zweigart even weave. My favourite Zweigart every time. And I dyed it pink. Now I wanted it baby pink. It is ever so slightly pinker than this. It came out, what I used is a whole sachet of Dylon hand dye, is what I used. And it is, let me find a colour. It's pinker than that. I'm struggling. It is not far off 818 is how it ended up. So it's pale. We talk in DMC, don't we? I have my master set on my knee. Don't mind me. Don't we all just sit with our master sets on our knees? So it's about 818 is how it came out. And when I dyed it, here is a little picture of the fabric after it was dyed. I dyed a whole load of stuff at the same time, and the pink came out like this, and it was a large piece, had to be a large piece. It's a large long dog. I'm doing it 32 count, so it's over 2, so it's 16 count, so it was going to be big. The pattern itself is view PDF 353 by 352, so it is square and it's big and square. So I got a big piece of fabric, I got white, I got opalescent, and I dyed it with a whole sachet of pale pink Dylon dye, and I was trying to get a solid colour. I wasn't going for mottling. It is slightly mottled. It is slightly mottled here and there. It's very, very subtle, but it wasn't deliberate. I was trying to get a flat colour. I literally had it in the bath laid as flat, because obviously the more you scrumple and fold a fabric while you dye it, the more mottled it will get, because the dye can't evenly coat the fabric. So I went for very, very flat, as even as I could get it, and it's still mottled a little bit, but it's hand dyed. So then what I did was I went to Hobbycraft, and I believe, I'm not going to troop back through, but I believe I actually filmed a clip of choosing the colours in Hobbycraft, and I literally just went, like that one, I like this one, I like this one, this one goes between those two, and I ended up with this colour palette here. I know I've got a picture because I've just copied it over to my tablet while I was waiting for a train to go through a crossing this morning, and I was stopped in the road. I was like scrolling through my pictures. That's how I know it was June 2021. Yeah, a colour palette like this, and I just walked in and I bought the skeins, and then when I got home I filled some gaps. I decided some were not quite right and some were better. I wanted a paler pink to start it with, so my plan was dual tones, and dual tones to me are magenta, purple, the blues and the teals. And I've got turquoise in there as well because we all need a bit of turquoise, don't we? The light's going really funny, sorry. It's because everything's still very green outside. So, oh, she's coming back. Bella's being very naughty this morning. She's being needy. Now she's rubbing the box, my tablet's on, so if we fall down, I will go again. So, I started it, so what I did was I counted up my colours. I counted up the colours I had, and I divided the pattern by the number of colours, so the number of stitches tall by the number of colours I had. And I think it ended up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, I think 17, possibly 18. I'm not 100% sure this one here is in it. It might be the bottom colour, it might not. I'll find out when I get there. So it was either 17 or 18 different colours. So I divided my 356, I can't even remember, like 2 minutes ago. I divided that, and that gave me a band of, give me a second, that gave me a band of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, about 18. Is that right? About 20. Right, there might be more. Then it's probably another extra, that colour probably is in on it then. So I've got a band of about 18 to 20 stitches of each colour. And so I said, right, so I want to blend. So each 20 stitches, the bottom 2, usually 3, sometimes 2, got a bit wonky somewheres. I said, right, that band is going to get the blend because I'm stitching it over 2. So 2 strands over 2 fabric holes, 2 holes in the fabric to make the 32 count, 16 count. So this is my tired brain trying to make words. It's hard. So it's probably, and then I basically did a bit of gridding. I'm going to show you further down where it's probably easier to see it because the colours are brighter. Wow, the colours are brighter. So this is quite a long way. This is nearly at the bottom. Here we are at the bottom. So we are into that one. I've got maybe 3 colours to go to get to the bottom. Bottom's going to be about here. I've got the margins really good on this one. So you can see my gridding. So every chunk of stitches, and then I've gridded 2 stitches there for the blend, and then the next colour, and then 3 stitches for the blend, and then the next colour, and then there'll be another gap. I just haven't gridded. I'm only gridding as I go, really. So that's fallen down. This is going to be problematic for me. I can see this. I think what I'll probably do is put the colours up in a minute, and then I can take that away because it's annoying me. Right. So when I get to the line where the blend occurs, like here, I'm using 1 strand from here and 1 strand from here. And then here, I've done the blend. Please excuse I've been in the kitchen all week fingernail. You can see here, the 2 colours blend. And then here, I've got another blend. The blends look, you can see the blends best, the purple. The purple into the blue here. I'm so tired. Can you see there? There, you can clearly see the blend line there where I've gone from purple into the blue. That's quite stark, but it's in the middle of the column, so it's not so bad. But it's better there. You can see it really easily there, really easily here. So that's what I've been doing. And yes, that looks a very stark line, but when you look at it from right over here, I wanted just an ombre. So, progress so far, it's complete to here. Obviously, I'm still filling in. So that's the other big elephant in the room. I decided that anything that was background was going to be the ombre colour, and anything that was inside was going to be it's navy blue. It's 823 and it's étoile. And I need another one. Yes, 823. Ooh. It's étoile 823. So it's got the sparkle. It's like health. It's lovely to stitch with, but when you join on a new thread, it takes itself a minute. A few stitches are loopy and you're like pulling them through. But as soon as you've got those first few stitches, it's like the fibres in the thread lay flat and then you can whiz through the strand, I found. So anything that's inside is the navy blue étoile or a clear animal sitting on top, and you see all the insidey bits and the next insidey bits and then the bits down there inside there, and then there's a row at the bottom which is a bit more like the top, so I'll do the same down there. So that's basically how I'm doing it. I literally just gridded my fabric with the right, so it's easy, because I use Pattern Keeper. With Sans Souci, I literally used a paper chart. I don't think Pattern Keeper existed then. If it did, I didn't know long dogs could go in. I don't think it did. I think it came a bit later. I could very, very well be wrong. Anyway, I used a paper pattern for that, and I physically drew lines. I printed out the pattern, I chopped it up, I sellotaped it all together on the back, and I drew physical lines on it, and I marked it off as I went. That's how I did that one. This one, because I'm in Pattern Keeper, I've just gridded my lines up. So I'll stitch until I meet a line, and then when I meet the line, I change colour, like here, like there. You can see. One, I've run out of 796. You can see what's happening. I'm running out of colours. I have them in my master set, obviously, but the original skeins I bought I've used. So I need to pull 791. I've got one strand of 796 left. Yeah, I've got 791 there. I need to pull a 791 from my box because I've got this much left to stitch of it. I've got down that pillar and along to the line there, and then I've got the whole of the blend line. I need one strand for the whole of the blend line, so I didn't have it with me, so I moved down to the next section, and that is 796. So I need to pull 791 there and 796. So my colours were literally just the ones I like the look of, and then I jiggled them a little bit just to make them look good together. One of my special skills is colour matching. I can see it, make it do it. I used to mix paint. If you remember me from right back at the beginning, my hands were always dropping. I used to mix paint at my job by eye with like a sample, and then I would mix resin based paint that was clear, basically. You know, it was transparent paint that got painted onto glass. So that's what I used to do. So I'm really good at, oh my god, listen at me, I'm really good. I'm getting better. Where's me going, oh, I'm not really sure, oh, I'm not very good at that. I'm just going to start owning it. I'm really good at that. I'm really good at just picking a colour and then looking at another colour and going, oh, it needs just a little drop of yellow in it, so I'll pick the next one and have a look at that one, and I'm good at that. You wouldn't know it from my hideous decor in my house, but my colour matching's not bad. But anyway, the colours I ended up using. Let's just do this because I want to get rid of this thing because it's driving me potty. Right, so I started at the top with pink, and it's not the pink I chose first. I added another pink in, and it was 602. So 602 goes at the top. Here is Bella. Belle, that's my stuff. Oh my God, she's being such a fuss. These are for birdies, which I'm going to UFO, so don't even worry about them. Okay, so I'm just going to put them in. I'm going to write them down here in the order that I did them. So we've got 602, went into 3804, went into 718, went into 915, one of my favourite colours, went into 550, another one of my favourite colours. So that was quite a big jump there from the magenta into the purple. And then we went 3837 into the 791, 796, 797, all brilliant colours. They're very Randall Spangly colours. And then we come down into the turquoises, 517, 995, possibly one of the best colours on the planet, 3844, searing turquoise, 3812, 958, 3847, down into the teals, 3808, a firm favourite, my sofa colour, 3809, and then I have 807, and I'm not 100% sure whether it ends on 3809 or whether we're going to go down into 807. We will find out. But those there are my colours that I am using for Pointed Fifth. Now, they're literally the colours I chose by eye. So you could say, well, that's all very well, but I don't really do dual tones. I like these early rainbow tones. And you could say, I've done just the same there. So we start off with this lovely coral colour. We go into the oranges, into the custard yellows. These are nowhere near as bright as they are showing. You know this from your own DMCs. Into the custard yellows, into the pale yellow, into the lime, and then into the greens. You could say, well, I like those colours, and just pick them. And if one looks too stark, pick a different one. You can do it, you know, you can choose whatever colours you like. But these were mine, and honestly, if you want to stitch them using my colours, knock yourself out. I don't mind one little bit. Honestly, seriously, just go for it. So very pale pink, literally like baby pink fabric. It is opalescent, and this is how I rock my whips, guys. Oh dear, I'm not very careful with my stuff. I love my stuff. I'm very careful with it. It's actually in a Q-snap almost all the time. I'm literally balancing coffee and whip. I mean, seriously, what am I doing? I'm so tired. 23 minutes of drivel. I don't think I've barely even said anything logical yet. I've talked about rabbits and cats and I don't know, colours. I love colours. So this is a beastie, and I'm stitching on it now. Not because I'm going to start Saga yet. I'm still only at, I think, 46%. I'm at 46.11, 46.11 I am at of this. So I'm not even halfway yet. It's that big and I'm not halfway. It will fill. It will fill. But when I picked it up, it'll be a fortnight ago now. And I was here, just had this bunny and this birdie, this half a birdie, and I just got down the corner. And I thought, I'm just going to start and finish these colours off. So I finished all of this. And I'm finished there, and I need to do the 803 patterns in here. Huge great peacock and a chicken and a squirrel. A chicken, a squirrel, and I think something else is in here. It might just be an ant or something in this one. And then I've got a lot of stitching to do down here. And the bottom piece is about as much stitching as in this top piece here. So there's plenty to do. There's plenty to do. And my gridding is terrible. And I just literally carry my lines across till I need them. I take them out and then I stitch them in somewhere else. So my gridding line's there, finished there, because that's where they were in the Q-snap. But when I finish this bit, I'll just pull them along a bit and stitch them further along. I'm just going to use the same bits of filament. They're here, they're in use. They're plastic. I may as well use them as many times until they snap and break and need to go in the bin. I may as well keep using them. So that's my pointed fifth. There's my floss, but most of this floss is, you can see the bit I've done, I've run out. The bit I've yet to do, I've still got a whole hank. And I've cut these to length, kind of. Oh dear, that's not joined on. Have you met me? I'm terrible. So that's it. I'm gonna get rid of this horrible piece of foam core because that's just, oh, that's my boy's big snuggly jumper. That was keeping that propped up. Right. Oh, Maddie did a new thing. Maddie's been doing lots of art. Look at that. Look at that whale. She's outstanding, isn't she? She's done so much lately. So many bits of art for her new room. I will take photographs of it all as we put it up in her new room. So I'll photograph all her stuff that she's been doing. I'm about to, the washing machine's just peeped. I'm going to put the washing in the dryer and then I'm going to go and bang on her door and say, give me a load of laundry right now because we need all of her clothes washed before lunchtime tomorrow. And then we need to pack the car. And then we're going to set off. We're only going down to Penrith for the night and get the rest of her stuff, which is currently stashed there. And then we'll set off very early, before 6 AM. We're thinking 5:30 up, tip into the car as quickly as we can, and then get on the road, get to Cambridge as early as we can, hopefully before 10, because where she's living is not easy to park the car. It's literally going to be engine running, hazards on, get the boxes out the back, put them behind the magic gate, I'll go around the block, come back, get the stuff off the back seats, I'll go around the block, get the last bits out, go and park the car. It's not somewhere I can park and stop and help her unpack. It's a very fast job. We're going to be unpacking that car at speed because it's going to be getting busy. There's going to be buses, there's going to be tourists. It's going to be like, it's the bit of pavement that everybody walks down. They hold a walking tour at that gate. It's literally, if you've been on a historical walking tour around Cambridge, you have stood by the gate I have to unload my car at. It's there. It's one of those gates. But never mind. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. And then I'm going to see how I do. I'm either going to drive back up on Sunday night or I'm going to drive up on Monday. So I've got at least 4 days off because I'm not going to work on Monday because I will be either en route or in Cambridge. So I've told them that clearly. It's Friday. I've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at least Monday. I'm wondering actually if I'm going to get Tuesday and Wednesday off too, and then work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I'm done. So that'll be that. And then I start my shiny new job on the Monday morning, Monday 2nd of October. Look, I've basically done a Flosstube but not shown you the rest of my stitching. This was meant to just be a Flosstube extra, but I've just given you my life update and all of that crap that's meant to be in the Flosstube. But you know what I'm like? Once I warm up and start talking, oh my god, this is second cup of coffee's just hit my system and now I can't stop talking. Oh dear. Oh dear. And this is why the job I actually really enjoy is unsustainable for me, because I'm either like this or exhausted. There's no in between. Laundry, stitching, and I've got a lot of bookshelf to catch up on. Much as I want to immediately put my pointed fifth back into the Q-snap I took it out of to show it to you, I really need to get on with my bookshelf. I am only at, oh my god, I'm at 16.4. I've got 0.6. I'm not going to get it done in the month, am I? So I've got 6.6, 72. I've got 4,320 stitches to put into my bookshelf before the end of the month. This might be the second time I don't make it. I'm going to have a push through today, see what I can get done today. Kind of annoying because I actually want to stitch on something else as well. I've picked up another old piece, which I will show you. I'm not going to show you everything today. I will show you my Flosstube. I'm thinking hopefully I might record my Flosstube Saturday morning. So I mean that's tomorrow. Oh god, that's tomorrow. Oh heavens, you might get 2 videos on the bounce. I might do it Monday. Right, plan. I'm going to record my video Monday. So I might actually have a bit more stitching done by then. Cool. That's what I'll do. So this is going to go up today. Today being Friday the 22nd. I've got 4,300 stitches to put in my bookshelf. Let's see what bite of it I can take before Monday when I will record a Flosstube. And then I'll show you what else I've been stitching on. It's not exciting, but I'm closing in. I decided I probably need a finish before the end of the year, so I'm closing in. Oh, and I really burnt my finger last night. Look, I have to show you. It looks like a finger there, but can you see my burn? Oh, it's a huge blister there. Can you see it? It's really sore and it's right on the pen. And I think it's going to burst and it's really annoying me, and I woke up this morning and it was throbbing. I was like, oh, my old hand, my poor old hand. Anyway guys, I better go and get this processed. 32 minutes talking nothing. All you wanted was a list of my colours, which I have put up. So if you do want to do it the same as me, please do. Please post it and show me. Yeah, by all means use my colours, or use my colours and go, actually, I like purples more than pinks. I'm going to start with the purples and I'm going to roll through some other colours. Use it as a jumping off point. I don't know. It's wonderful. All the long dogs you can do anything you want with these long dog samplers. You can do every single piece a different colour, you know, each animal a different colour. I see so many variations. And Saga, everyone is doing it differently and it's marvellous. My Saga's going to look like my pointed fifth. A bit. Very different coloured fabric underneath. Very, probably still pale, but it's going to be much bigger because the pattern's much bigger. But I'm not going to stitch it yet. I've got a long way to go before I get onto things like that. But I thought I'd just share, because people do ask all the time what my colours were. So 823, the 12 for everything that's inside an arch, a shape, the animals, all of it. That's all 823. And then the background is the colours I showed you before. So that's it really. And I'll see you on Monday. My little girl will be ensconced in Cambridge. I'll take some pictures of her artwork while we're putting them up, and anything else that takes my fancy. It might be one of those that's a bit more chatty, a bit less stitchy. Ooh, a bit like this one. They're all about the same, aren't they, guys? Right, go forth and hope